Hello everyone and welcome along to a new game to the channel. It is of course my garage or my garage for my American viewers, and this is a game I've got many hours on, but I've never brought it to this channel. I did do a short series of this on my other channel, and I just absolutely love this game. If you know this game at all, you'll know already that I'm running a few mods. Nothing game breaking or anything like that. But what I do have is the food, water, sleep, and health enabled. Taxi is enabled as well because we will be using the taxi service a little bit, not too much, but a little bit. And seasons is on, and we do indeed start with the garage. I did think about doing the hard start, but then I thought for this first time bringing it to the channel, I'll just not do that. This door could open. So this is of course the garage that we start with. I will change that sign. If this video gets enough views and likes and things like that, then this will become a series and I'll get that sign changed and we'll go from there. So this is the garage we start with. It can be expanded out to about there, and another door goes in and a pit and things. It's very cool, very expensive though. And this building at the back here is for vehicle storage that saves vehicles from multiple different saves. I believe it's empty. It's not something I'll probably use too much of. That over there is the used car dealership, and that is the parts dealership over there. We have a gas station right here, and this will eventually be a paint booth, but it costs money, so we'll not be doing that straight away. This is the customer parking sign. I'm not going to be doing customer jobs. I don't think that's fleshed out enough in this game yet. For my personal opinion, I think the customer jobs are a bit of a waste of time. So that sign will be moved somewhere else, over that way somewhere, and we'll use it as a taxi point rather than anything else. So this is our office. This is a map of the island that we start on. As you can see, we're here. There is a junkyard. I do love the junkyard. And there's a few other points of interest on the map that we will get to at some point. And this is the map as a whole. We're all the way down here, and it's not a small map. It's actually a really large map. And this is where we order parts, right here. The radio that doesn't exist. And you can sell your cars over in the city, which is over that way. Keeps track of your race times, and you can sleep on the couches. Into the garage, we've got a lot of these barrels around that don't serve really any purpose. Nice handy little shelf there. There is the options for the garage. You can demolish it, it costs you 5,000, or you can build the extension, which as you can see, we've got this door in this part of the building already, and it just adds another bit onto the side through this wall here, and a door appears, I think about there. Yeah, somewhere about there. But you do have to move the bin, and it recommends you move everything out of the way. You can put it all over there, but or you can demolish it. I do also have the infinite building materials mod, because the idea of carrying a million boxes of building materials anywhere is not one that I enjoy. But we've got this ramp here, and it does work, and it does lift cars as well. You can move these. They're a bit of a pain to move, but you can move these around and actually pick cars up, so we will be using that. This is a box. I like the box. The box is useful. I'll show you later why. Got a few tables they're just tables. Tools are meant to start on this table, but they explode out every time you start a new game, so tools. Some shelving here. These this is an engine stand, but I don't think you can move it. No, you need the move tool to move this. Another barrel which can just disappear through the wall. These trolleys are pretty decent. They roll around. I do like these. And we've got a tire machine here as well, because of course we do have tires to work through as well. I don't dislike this layout of garage, but I think it could be better. And that's what we're going to work on first of all, is making the garage a little bit better. So we're going to run over here to this dealership over here. This is the parts dealership. Although I can buy parts from the table in the office, they're cheaper here. But you can also buy things here that you can't buy from the catalog, like all the tires, all of the alloys. This guy talks just to give you a warning. He randomly shouts things at you.
I'll be honest, being a store clerk, it's a pain, but at least I get to meet nice people, like you for example.
Yep. So you can order the parts from here. They're a bit cheaper, and you've got a bike stand, a bike engine stand, a sand blaster with the sand, because sand is depletable. So is body filler, electrodes, and cutting discs. Bulbs and things all need to be changed. Spark plugs, there's better spark plugs, there's glow plugs. Paint, you can use these or you can just buy them from the catalogue. Fluids are also a thing. You do indeed need to put fluids in cars. And you've got jacks and bin bags and window tint, a winch, a funnel, a wire spool which goes to this here, which is another mod. This thing's really cool. There's the gas bottles for it as well. There's a big jack. These boxes here, we will be getting some of them, but not right now. A couple of axle stands, a couple of jerry cans, another smaller box, and a toolbox. That's what I want first of all. I also want a sand blaster, and I'll get 3 bags of sand. I do also have the better backpack mod, so I can put everything in the backpack. What else do I need? I do personally like getting a coloured wrench because I always lose the chrome one. 4 slots left. Let's get 4 of these big axle stands. One always falls over the back here. I always push the wrong button there as well. In the back here, there's also a chroming station, so you can chrome things for lots of money. You can change the steering wheels and hubcaps, and yes, it's all good fun indeed. There's also these trailers out here. You get 3 different sizes of trailers. This one is obviously meant to take cars, and these are not for cars, they're for other things. And you can put boxes on them. You can carry even more other things. This game is early access. It does have some weird graphical things like the trees that pop into detail closer, but look at that for a view. It's also worth noting you can just see a roof over there. Down there is a place you can sell parts for a little bit more than just recycling them, but it's only in the mornings, so we'll deal with that another time. Let's just explode everything out of our bag there, and I'm actually going to put this over here. I do like to keep the garage sort of clean, sort of organised. Not excessively so, but I've got a bit of a routine. Like I said, I've got many hours on this game. And we'll just get these axle stands put in place. We'll move the furniture around it a little bit as well. Because I don't use the furniture in its current configuration. So this toolbox is the best. It's not a very good texture, but it is the best thing ever because you can just carry all your tools in one. So we've got a hammer, a pry tool, and what else do we have? We've got a screwdriver there, we've got a tire pump, This wrench here is the spare wrench, so we're just gonna set it up on this shelf here. Got a spring compressor. The move tool, which also goes in there as well, it's worth pointing out. Got some brake fluid, we'll not deal with that just yet. Any more tools up here? Spark plug tool. This jack is useless, I don't like it at all, don't ever use it. But let's get a cutting disc out and put that in the grinder and put the grinder in the toolbox as well. And we're going to move the cutting discs over onto this shelf as well. And we're going to do the same with this welder, because this is the welder we'll use for a little while. So we'll drop an electrode, very hard to see them. And we're just going to put this up on the shelf up here, out of the way. Grab that electrodes, and they can live it on this shelf as well. Now before I lose it, let me grab the box. Give me the box. There we are. Got the box. Don't lose the box, so we'll drop that out here just now. The sparrow can also go away. I'm just going to dump things out here. They do sometimes respawn back in the garage, but that's absolutely fine. So for now, we'll just put the toolbox over here. This is probably not where it's going to stay, but keeps it out of the way for now. So the first thing I'm going to do is grab the desk. And just drop it there just now. You can't pick these things up without the move tool. Can I get the couch? Oh, you have to get it from the side, I remember now. I'll drop that down there and get the tire mounter. I personally like to use this room for the tire mounter and the engine stand and the likes. Just again, personal preference. There's no real rhyme or reason to it. It's just what I like to do. That's sitting somewhere about there. That works for me. Tires in the back, engines in the front. I'm also going to take one of these shelves and see if I can sit it. No, we don't want that to happen. Bad things have happened. There we go, close enough. Let's just drop that down there for now. These tool trolleys, although they're good, they're also a bit of a pain in the backside. So, as you can see, that got stuck on a grinding disc. And then to move them again is sometimes an absolute pain in the backside. You can't just walk into them to move them, which sometimes doesn't go well, especially if you've got something on them. So, as good as they are, and as much as I do like them, one's going outside, the other one I'm going to try and get into the office. I don't know if I'll be able to do that. Oh dear. That's okay. Come on, give me. Yeah, it doesn't look like I'm going to be able to get it into the office, so once it's finished exploding, we'll put it outside with the other one. We might even use them outside. There's a little step ladder there that can be used, but I personally don't. So let's get this couch just sort of out of the way. Let's put it, there it is. If it will go something like not that. That doesn't look like how couches are supposed to sit. There we go. That'll do just fine there. Pull that table out of the way. Let's, like I said, this jack, useless, so out the window it goes. Throw everything else out of the way. This battery charger also doesn't seem to work. I've never been able to get that to work, so it can go in my scrap pile outside. Where'd my move tool go? There it is. I just want to bring this up closer to the couch. I'm not sure if this will fit here, but it's not where I normally put it. Yeah, that's not what I wanted. Made it worse. Let's put it over here in the corner. I do use the shelves, just not as much as I do the tables. Next, I want the table, and I want it facing this way, which might seem odd, but the way the table works is when you order parts, they appear here, like in this general area, so having it there means that parts will spawn there. I could also put it here, but that's absolutely fine. The lifter, I want it out this way a little bit, and out this way a little bit, and try and get it relatively straight to the door. A little bit further this way. There we are. Bunch these two tables up here. You can literally set this up however you like. There is more furniture to be found as well, so if you want 312 tables, that's not an impossible ask. What is slightly impossible is getting them to line up nicely. Nah, close enough. And then finally this table will go this way. Try and straighten that up slightly. That'll do there, that's fine. And put the move tool back. Now I can move this toolbox over here. This is where I like it to sit. That way I can use it from the engine room or this room here. And let's just grab things here. So body filler, we'll get more of that. This is of absolutely no use to us at all, so stick it in the back corner of the shelf. Some coolant, again, it's not enough, but we'll set it there. This, however, is enough to do a car, so let's just drop it on the shelf there. And with that being done, we now have a nicely organized garage that's set out the way I like to use it. I can bring a car and put it here, but it tends to get in the way. I can have a car on the ramp. I can even have two cars on the ramp. To be honest, I can put one on the ramp and lift it, and then I can put another car underneath it. That is a thing you can do. But before we go and have a look at cars, let's have a look at the gas station and what it has to offer. So you can get some basic tools here, garbage bags, and body filler and electrodes and things, battery, and over here you can get oil and coolant, and food and water, and there's a fish tank with a spanner in it, but no fish. Well, no, there's a fish. There's a fish in it now. There never used to be a fish, but now there is a fish. All the stuff just ends up here. there's another fish, unless it's been fixed as well. Yes, there's a fish here. Magic, oh, there's two fish here. That one disappears in the wall. This one just exists, which is very cool. Early access game though, so those are the unusual little bugs that you will get with an early access game. So with that being said, I'm going to do a little jump cut here and we're going to go over to the junkyard. I have 14 cars in the junkyard, but before I do that, magic box. There's a magic box on the table. We love the box. I don't use the box as much as I'm making out that I do, but the box is important. We're going to go over to the junkyard. I've got 14 cars to load into the junkyard. That does take a little bit of time to load those in, and because there's 14 cars in such a small space, it is a little bit framey there, but not too terribly bad because there's 14 cars all with damage and rust and dirt and parts, and then there's a million parts lying everywhere, and there's another guy that shouts at you. So I will see you guys once we get down there. Okay, we have loaded the junkyard in, and I'll just show you on the map. That big Steve's parts, that is in reference to another YouTuber called Scapegoat, who is a massively good YouTuber for my garage. Yeah, go and check out his channel. If you've watched my garage videos before, you know who Scapegoat is. But yeah, so this is where the garage is, and the junkyard is down here. We also have a home. We will go and see a home at some point, and there's a mod shop where you can buy modded tools, modded wheels and things like that. We will go and check that out in the future as well, because there's things down there that I need to collect, but we can't do that just yet. But this is the junkyard. As you can see, there's shelves and things on the beach as well. So let's go and see what the junkyard has to offer. This is the guy that shouts, and it's sometimes quite loud, just to warn you.
At 6, I will throw you out. I have a date.
Very good. So as you can see, parts thrown about everywhere. This is damaged. This is what damaged parts look like, kind of rusty and dirty and not very good. And this is what not damaged parts looks like. There's two exhausts next to each other to show you the comparison. So you can buy just scrap here, or you can buy not scrap that. The cars will jiggle, and you'll quite often, I've got it quite a bit, things will spawn in, but they drop in. Sometimes they hit an invisible box on top of the junkyard, and you end up with parts floating in the sky. But that's not happened on this occasion. But this is what the junkyard looks like, full of cars. Let's start over here. So we have our rat, which is a BMW, let's be honest. Doesn't look too badly damaged. It does suffer with severe rust. And it's cheap. We could get that as a car to fix up. Yeah, we've got a it's a Lada Niva. It's called a Niv in this game. That is most of an engine. It's got all four wheels as well. This could potentially be a good starter car for us to buy and keep, depending on the price of it. That is a real possibility. Those two, the first two cars we looked at, are a real possibility of things that we could get ourselves. This is a Wolf, which is an old Mercedes, and there's not much left of this. It's cheap. These fixed are worth an absolute fortune, and that's quite a bit of damage there. I don't know if that's repairable or if it has to be replaced. There's our roll cage there. This is your bog standard Lada. These take the same engine as the Niva. Inline 4, absolute potato engine. This one's in very rough shape, only has one wheel. There's like a third of a motorbike. Here is another Niva, but this one's a pickup and is missing quite a lot of bits. Like the entire front of it. And not very cheap. There's a motorbike there, there, and there. The motorbikes are not worth your time doing unless you want one for yourself. But I mean, they're cheap. They're $50 for that. But we will do the motorbikes. But if you guys want to see them, that is. But they're not worth the time. I always get these ones mixed up. I think this is a Bart. No, it's a Jason. Also very cheap. We want bad ratings for rust, though. This doesn't count as rust. That's a nightmare to do. They're worth a good bit of money fixed up as well. I think this one's the Bart. No, this one's the Chad. I will get it right eventually. That's quite cheap for that though. It doesn't seem to have much rust on it though. A little bit on the front, a little bit on the back there. It's a Challenger. But don't tell anyone. This is another Lada, but this one's a coupe or cabriolet, whichever one it is. It's in too good a condition for me to be interested in it. Here's another BMW that has a very, very sore face. Let's get this box out of the way so we can get a better look at that. That would have hurt. Actually, something fell on the front of it. It's missing its entire rear end. It has one wheel. All this junk. Let's just start throwing parts around out the way. That truck bed, very interesting, but not for it now. Does this have an engine? No engine. But that's a mess. This is probably cheap. That's a lot of work though. And then finally we've got another truck floor in the way. We've got another Niva truck that seems to be missing its front axle and the entire front end. It's very cheap though, but otherwise not in particularly bad condition. But I think because this one has all four wheels and most of an engine, I'm going to buy this one. There we go. Spring fell out it. And as for this one, it does have some of an engine. 2200 as opposed to this one over here, which is 2300. I think, although this one is a lot less work. 2 stars for rust. 3 stars for rust. Now we'll go for the convertible. That one's cool, but this one, although it's missing most things, we're gonna get this one. I don't really care about the floor, but I, however, do want, if I can pick this up. I would like the wheel. It looks like it's in decent shape as well. Again, this is an early access thing. Apparently there's something invisible that we've now climbed onto. Yeah, we're not getting that wheel, that's fine. Which means we will have to get wheels for it. But I did buy a hubcap unnecessarily. Parts will spawn over here. I don't really care about the hubcap, if I'm being honest, so I'll just straight away sell that. Now that I've pulled that hubcap off the wheel, let's see if I can buy the wheel. No, still can't. That's fine. You can build a car entirely from the junkyard, but this is where the cars spawn, up on this concrete pad. But let's get these both, that's the wrong button, let's get these both home. I can tow them to the garage for another $100 a piece. And then we can take the taxi to the garage for another 10, and the cars spawn over here. So this little ladder, this will probably be our own little run around, at least for now, and this will be our money maker. We're not going to fully restore it, I will forewarn you of that now. I will be happy if we just clean the bodywork up. If we can get some wheels on it, bonus. But really for now, I just want to clean it up. So we'll open the doors. The book can stay closed, don't really mind that. Let's get it washed. Let's turn a torch on. Getting the dirt off will make it look significantly better anyway. And we need to find out if this panel is repairable or not. Looks like the back of it is twisted a little bit as well. But that's fine, we'll just see what we can do with it. And we will be painting it whatever colour is standard for it, the original colour, because you get a little bit more money that way. Let's clean our one wheel. Cars in about 4 different colours. You do make money with everything that you do to a car, so just by washing this I should be in profit, but very little profit. Maybe $50 up. Not even enough to cover the cost of the transport, if you will. But there we go. One clean car. Let's close the doors, bring the Niva over, wash it as well. Can't just walk into cars to push them, this needs tyres at least. Just push over slightly. I also have the push mod as well, so there is that. Right, let's grab that screenshot and let's get this Niva washed. I'm going to open the boot on this one though. I'm going to open everything up because these things are a little bit tricky to wash sometimes. There's panels on the inside, as you can see here, that take a bit of manoeuvring to clean. It's a lovely shade of lilac. Not the most exciting job in the world, but it is a necessary job. Ideally I'd take the door card off of this door, but there's a good chance that it'll come off at some point anyway. Now, having a clean car to start working on is always a good thing. Makes your life a little bit easier as well when you can actually see what's wrong with it, instead of just assuming something's maybe dirt when it's actually rust or something like that. This one isn't terrible for rust. It looks pretty bad, but it actually isn't. It's not too bad at all. That boot lid cleaned up, or trunk lid if you prefer, and then try and get as much of the top of it cleaned off as I can. There we are. Like I said, this is likely going to be our own cart, so for now it will just sort of sit there until we decide what we're doing with it. But first things first, let's go into the toolbox, grab the hammer, sort of bash this panels back into shape. Any of them that have the little hammer icon need a little bit of work, as you can see. I forgot to wash the boot lid there. Let's see if the boot floor also needs some. No, it doesn't. Let's not do that. Let's always put our tools away. Let's get that boot lid washed as well. Not entirely sure what that part there is. Is it attached? It seems to be attached. I don't think it's meant to be there. But that's fine. So now that that part is done, the next thing to do would be to grab some body filler and do the exact same. Let's start at the door, work our way around the front. This time we get a little scraper icon, as you can see there. And this will further shape the body. Put the lines back into place. That back bumper is not in a good way. This doesn't cover the rust over at all. We still have that to fix. We might need to take that back bumper off to get that panel, but that's absolutely fine. And we've run out of filler, so let's just chuck this in the bin. We'll nip across the road and get some more filler from over here. We'll get, I think, 2 of them for now. You can't buy filler from the catwalk, you have to buy it from a store. So we'll drop them there for the time being. And you can see just how it pulls the body back into shape. And it will only let you apply filler where you need it. As you can see, I'm still clicking there, and it's not letting me put any down, but it is over here. There we are. Let's drop that there as well. Let's put the back end up on stands. Ideally, we would jack this up, but you don't actually have to. You can just force these axle stands underneath it. And let's see about getting this back bumper off, which will require our handy dandy spanner. And popping our head through here, because I can never remember exactly where these bolts are. Is it those ones? Let's find out. Is indeed. Let's drop that there. This panel is dead, so we're gonna bring it around here. Drop it there. And the spanner can go away. Let's get the rest of our filler. It's weird, it's not letting me do any more of that. That was it. Okay, that's fine. Let's bring it back off the actual stands, because it doesn't need to be on them for what we're doing just now. And we're not working on the mechanics of it at all, we are just doing a bit of body work. But the next job involves this. my favorite tool, the sand blaster. And that's how it works. It just blasts the rust completely off. Now, we could do the entire car. It would be a waste of money, but it is possible to do that. Really, the idea is you just go around the car and any areas of rust, you just dissolve them away like so. Easy as that. Doesn't take really any effort. You can also do this with the grinder, with the yellow disc on it, but that takes longer and in my opinion isn't as good. We've got some rust on this inner panel here, which is sometimes a bit of a nightmare to get off because there's another panel on top of it. There we are, and let's have a look. We're only 3 stars for... That's the wrong car, that's that one. This one. 4 stars for rust. There is still more rust on this car somewhere. So let's open the doors in the boot and see if we can find it. Don't see any on that door. I also don't see any on the boot. It could be behind the tail lights. Yeah, there was a bit there. And a bit on the bottom of this door here. Ah, there's some. Sometimes it's handy just to poke your head through and have a look. Now let's see how we're looking now. Still only 4 stars, so there is still rust somewhere on this vehicle. And I don't see it. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to take something off the car. Let's check that hood again, make sure I didn't miss any of it. None on the little windscreen. Yeah, I don't see any anywhere. I think we're going to take the back lights out, because this rear quarter panel is at least very, very rusty. And we might pop some of this trim off as well, because it can be hiding underneath that. And of course at the front bumper as well. And even that front grille can be hiding all sorts of nasties. So let's start by popping the trim off. It will just fall off, and we'll just leave it where it lands, because we've got a full set of trim that doesn't seem to need replaced. So take the side skirts off as well. I don't see any there at all. And none there either. Unusual. Right, let's see about getting this front bumper off then and see if we can hunt down the last of this rust. The grille is a separate piece that's taken off by a screwdriver, but this front bumper should be a couple of bolt... no, maybe that one. Was that one? So just set that over there for now. That, no, it's not dented. That's fine. Let's get this tightened back up, because there's no need for that to be loose, and I will forget about it otherwise. Pick up the right tool. There's tiny, tiny little screws. It's right there. And right there. Yeah, I don't see any rust on there either. There's a tiny little section there. Now they've taken the face off the car, but be as well doing it. Now let's check one more time. Still only 4 stars. Oh dear, it's about to rain and we've got a convertible outside. That's not good, but it doesn't actually make any difference to the game, to be completely honest. So I think what we're going to do is I'm going to ignore the fact that it's still saying there's rust on the car, because unless there's door cards in this, which there is on this side I suppose. Let's turn our torch on. Let's take the door cards off. I'm fairly certain the door cards don't cover anything in this car. Got screws on this car. Because it's raining and it's an interior part, I'll put these inside, even though it does rain inside too. But you know, the thought is there. I do actually see a little bit of rust on this door, and I've walked into a wall. That's not what you're supposed to do. And we run out of sand. Oh, thunder and lightning. So in the event that you run out of sand, you just grab another bag and put in. Sand is a consumable, so that's absolutely fine. Let's get in the car so we can get this door card done properly. Double check this side, it's absolutely fine. Everything in here looks absolutely fine. I can't see there being any more rust. It still says there is. I think it's lying. It's not missing any body panels. It could be triggering that, which is the irritating part. Yeah, everything seems absolutely fine. Let me know in the comments if the rust that I can't see, if you can see it. There's that little tiniest little bit of rust there. I don't know if that's rust or not. See if we can cheat a little bit around these backlights. Very stormy indeed. Very, very stormy. The wheels don't count, not that there's any rust on the wheel either, but they don't count in case you're wondering that. This sometimes happens where it says there's rust when there isn't. In fact, in this car, I think there's a bit. There might be bodywork in the back of this car behind these. No, actually there isn't. There's nothing under the seats or anything. Check around the boot. Nothing on either side there. Well, the trunk itself, it seems fine. We'll just leave it at that, I think. Let's put all the trim back on so that we don't lose it. And we'll leave the door cards off for now. Don't know where that piece went. It's not where it's supposed to be. There we are. Car's somewhat reassembled. I don't know what this piece is all about. I don't know if we're maybe missing part of the car there. We'll just sit these in place just now, we won't bolt them on. And bumpers can't get rust. And you might have noticed I've left the hose off this. Here's a little tip for you. If you've lost the hose or your welded piece, just grab the tool and just like run away with it. It will eventually pop back on. Sandblaster has a much larger radius, I'd have to go like over there with it. But the welder, if the welder's sitting here and I'm on the road, I'm going to lose the trigger for it. But given that the heavens have opened, I think this is where I'm going to call this episode. So let me know in the comments down below what you think of this game and what you think of our BMW and Lada, and what we should do with them. Is this a game you want to see as a bit of a series on the channel? And just your feedback basically. And I'll be back with another video tomorrow, and back to the regular scheduled programming tomorrow with a little bit of Motor Town. And I will see you guys in that. Thank you all very kindly for watching. I'll see you all next time. Bye for now.